Awesome sauce, David. We are live here on Facebook, my friend. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you well.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So listen, everybody, as promised, we are here on time, 7 o'clock. You know that that's important to me, being on time. David, you're looking good, man. In your in
Thank you.
your in your was it like gold?
Go like a goldish orangish color. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Man, you looking sharp. Matter of fact, when I was at Cade Sebring Elementary, our colors were blue and gold. So I'm feeling that color.
Yes.
Really feeling that color. I just want to double check, make sure that we are live, and then I will do the introduction and we will get started so as not to take up too much of your time tonight. Again, I can't thank you enough for being on here. It's really a great topic, and I'm excited to hear what you have to share. So, yes, we are live. We will get started. I will try to monitor for any questions that may come up. Hey, everybody, you are watching the SueHam show, I guess. We're live on Facebook, and my guest tonight is none other than the great David E. Lucas. David is a graduate of Claflin University, aka the Panthers, aka the Claflinites, and he majored in psychology. So, what a great thing to talk about, surviving school, or not surviving, finishing school in this pandemic with someone who's actually accredited to talk about it. And David is also a recent graduate. So I graduated Claflin in 2021, which we're in right now. And he's an author, a speaker, a coach, and a trainer. And David, we are elated to have you here tonight with us to speak to my audience about finishing school in the pandemic. Welcome to the show.
Thank you again, Ms. Suham. I really appreciate it. Thank you again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to toss you the stage, and I just want to hear your tips because I think that what you're going to say is probably going to be relevant not only to kids in school but also to adults. So it's your show.
Well, thank you so much, Sam, for the opportunity to be able to, again, to be a part of this amazing opportunity. I want you to do a favor for me. I want you to share this video, invite your friends, invite your family in, because we're going to be talking about how to finish school in the midst of a pandemic. Y'all, this really excited. This excites me every time I talk about it, every time I'm around kids, every time I'm around my fellow men. I like talking about education. I definitely like talking about how we can win, okay? And so I'm just so excited. So we will talk about these specific topics. And the first topic I'm talking about setting a major goal. Okay. Before I get into that, I want to just give you some numbers. Okay. And just some roughly numbers that I've definitely did some research on. And North Carolina, I live in North Carolina, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. North Carolina
Wait,
percentages
I'm
at
sorry. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting. You left the Carolinas.
I
Okay,
left
I
the
didn't know that.
Carolinas.
Well, you're still in North Carolina. Okay, okay, gotcha.
Yes,
Go
yes,
for
yes,
it. All right.
yes. So I live in North Carolina. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. And if you're very familiar with Charlotte, North Carolina, we have a very high rate when it comes down to autism. Kids that have definitely have special needs and things like that as well. But I said to say this is that we're talking about all school, we're talking about all kids. And so we're looking at North Carolina. North Carolina has 40%, okay, 46% of students in grades 3 and 12 in the county, okay, has at least one class that their kids are failing
Oh,
in
wow.
this pandemic. Okay, and if this don't amaze you, I want to give you another one. Is that college enrollments had declined? Okay, this is North Carolina, 2.5% this fall. Y'all miss it. It says this. It says that enrollment, okay, has declined 2.5% this year, okay, in the midst of this pandemic, okay, which is twice the rate of decline, which is in the fall 2019.
Hmm.
And it said other schools said at least two classes they were in has jumped 6% of failing, which is actually it went up actually 11%, but it went down 6%. So it really dramatically went down. Okay, but let's talk about our college folks. Okay, the community college enrollment, freshman enrollment, okay, went down 13.1%. It was a 10.1% up, but it went down
Wow.
13.1%. And I say to say this is that it is very important that we follow these steps that I'm going to give you today so that you won't be in the number of falling, you won't be in the number of failing out of school, you won't be in the number of this so that you won't complete school or complete college. But I'm going to give you some simple instructions that I've definitely used that I can be able to, and I used in the midst of this pandemic, as well as with the IEP, as well as with the individual educational plan for special needs kids. So if I know that I can do it, I know you can. But let's
David,
talk.
David, real quick, you said something and we can't skip over it.
Yeah.
Are you a special needs person? Let me ask you that.
Yes, I had an IEP. Yep.
Okay, so and I wanted to say that. So not only is David going to give you concrete evidence and tips to survive, not survive, finish, thrive. We got to be careful of word usage. To thrive in this pandemic, he's telling you how he did it with a learning disability. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. Yep. I learned disability. And the crazy thing about it, and I'm going to get to my topic, y'all, but the crazy thing about it, Ms. SueHam, is that I completed college in 3 years instead of 4 years. I went to
Woo!
a 4-year institutional school, okay, and finished 3 years instead of 4 years.
Come
But
with it now.
they
Come
said
with
that
it.
I wasn't going to do it. They said I wasn't going to amount to anything, but I did that, and now I'm here today in the in the midst of this pandemic. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm
Yeah.
letting everyone say they said I wasn't going to amount to anything. I'm actually doing that now. And speaking of that, Suham, we're going to talk about some three important people. And the first person I really want to talk about, Suham, is Barack Obama. Okay, my boy Barack Obama. Okay, when he was in grade school. Okay, this 44th president of the United States, Barack Obama, was giving a class assignment. Okay, this assignment required him to answer the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? I gotta say that again, Suham. I got excited. Listen, our 44th president got an assignment, okay? And you can look it up. I promise you, it's evidence, and I'm telling you, I'm giving you what I did some research on, okay? This president that we lived for the president had an assignment, okay? Which was assignment required to him to answer the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And guess what his answer was? This world-class leader had declared, okay, that it back then that he wanted to become the president of America. Wow. Who would really thought, okay, that he would become the president of the United States of America, our 44th president of the United States of America. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, and then we have Bill Gates. Okay, Bill Gates. I know Suham gonna like this because we as speakers we love talking about stats and we definitely love talking about people and leaders. Okay, Bill Gates is the richest man in the world. Okay, he wanted to be a businessman growing up. Okay, that was his main thing. Okay, but sure, he started a business which was doing quite well. Okay, his business was doing quite well. But he also ran the largest nonprofit organization in the history of the world. Okay, which which is known as the Gates Foundation. Okay, right. And not only that, Miss Suham, I'm getting excited, y'all. Y'all share this video, invite your friends, invite your family in because we're talking about how you can finish school in the midst of the pandemic. Okay,
Oh,
then
now.
we have Oprah Winfrey. Okay, she is a self-made billionaire. Okay, she's a self-made billionaire. Okay, she had a very tough childhood. Okay, despite that, her dreams were necessarily that she wanted to become an actor as a kid. Okay, that was her dream. Okay, and she did that. Okay, but she became more than an actor. Okay, we're talking about today. This woman that we talk about today, she have a talk show, which is connected, which is around the world.
Mm.
And not only that, she owned what we watch every day, which is called the OWN Network. Yo, I just came to let y'all know that we have some amazing people that we see today that have just did that. They did not allow nothing, allow situations that allow what people said about them to stop them from where they're trying to go. And you may be saying, well, David, what that got to do with this day's message? And lots of days would do with it, because at the end of the day, just as they may not have the pandemic, but they had obstacles, they had things that came against them, but the thing is they did not allow that to stop them. So we're in the midst of a pandemic. I don't want you to allow this pandemic, okay, to stop you from not completing school. So our first topic we're going to talk about today is setting a major goal, okay? So you must make a study plan, okay? At the beginning of each term, I take the time to plan reading, okay, and working on assignments, okay. Although, okay, I really adjust it because I try to make sure I'm staying in the line to make sure I complete all my assignments, okay. But you have to be organized when making a plan. Okay, you have to be organized. Okay, and not only that, you have to be organized, but hours per week and per day, you must schedule a time to study, okay, when you're making that plan, okay? But make sure 95% of the time allotted to you is making sure you study the content. I'll say it again, 95% of your time when you are actually trying to complete school, when you're trying to definitely study, you should definitely spend 95% of that time studying the material. Why do you say that, David? It's because it's very important that you learn the material that's been given to you. Okay. I also recommend when you're making a study plan is you must have a planner for school. Okay. You
Mm.
should have some type of planner or some type of scheduling. Even with me, even as a business owner, I still have a planner. I still use my calendar because I wanted to make sure that I don't miss any assignments. I don't miss any coaching. I don't want to miss any business meetings because it's very important, okay, that you plan out everything. Okay, that's the reason why you should make a study plan. Okay, and also the last thing I wanted to talk about making a study plan is that you must write down everything. Okay, everything. Even if the thing that you may not think is not important, you got to write down that quiz, you got to write down that test, you got to write down that discussion question, which we all know we got to go there in school. You must write down everything. Don't skip it. Don't think that your mind is going to remember it, because it don't work like that. You must write down everything. Okay? So our second point, okay? When setting a major goal, you must be able I think we talked about study. I think we talked about making a study plan, but I guess I'm gonna go back up talking about setting a major goal. Okay, we flip it back up, and I'm gonna flip it all over again. Okay, so how can you set a major goal? You must set a major goal because guess what? You want to be successful. I don't know no one in this world that don't want to be successful. I don't know no one in the world that want necessarily they can be able to take care of their family, their friends, all of the kin folks. They want to be that. So if you were like me, you want to be successful, you must set a major goal. Okay. But in order for you to set a major goal, okay, you must be able to manage your time. Okay. For an example, someone attending school, you must stay in task. You must stay at the task. It's understood that sometimes things happen in life, okay? Things happen, okay? Foreseen it. But at the end of the day, you must keep your priorities and your goals in your mind, okay? Yes, things happen, but you must keep your priorities and your goals in mind, okay? But for studying to be successful, okay, you need to have a passion about your choice of studying, okay? This
Mm.
passion will drive you and give you discipline. Okay, I'll say it again. This passion will drive you, okay? And it will give you discipline so that you can meet the deadlines, okay? So the reason why you should have passion about the material that you're studying so that you can be able to make sure that you meet the deadlines, okay? So focus on the big picture and remember why you chose to study it in the first place, okay? Take one step at a time. Okay, and before you know it, okay, you will be closer in achieving the dreams that you set out to do. But keep in mind while you're seeking that degree or completing that course. Okay, but just having the mindset that I am doing this for my family, or I'm doing it to have a better career, or just doing it to say hi, I did it, but it's enough to encourage, to keep your mind making sure that you complete the study materials. Okay, so so if you want it bad enough, okay, you have to make sure that you can achieve it enough. Okay, so it is important, okay, that you have a goal. Okay, and even in a goal, you must have, I call it little subtitle mode goals. Okay, because you have to have a mini goal to be able to make that major goal. Okay, so you have to be able to have those many things. So for an example, I guess I'll give you an example. So when I'm studying material, okay, when I'm studying something I never learned before, okay, I quiz my own self. Okay, before I even get the test, I quiz David E. Lucas. I quiz my own self, make my own quizzes up, and I try to make sure if I know the material without my study guide, okay, or without something I'm already learning from. Okay, and then following after that, after I've completed my test, I actually go back and doing flashcards just to see if I really know the material. Okay, and so when it's time for the actual major goal, which is the test, I've already completed my minor things, and so I know that I'm prepared and ready for setting the major goal. So you must have many goals to be able to complete the major goal.
Ooh,
Okay,
it's good
you
right there.
must have many goals so that you can be able to definitely accomplish the major goals.
I like
Okay.
that. I like that, the mini goals, because a lot of times if we just set like an expansive, a huge, humongous goals, which I'm a big fan of that, right? But a lot of times if we just only set that one thing, when we go back to trying to accomplish it, it can be a little bit intimidating because you're wondering, where do I start? What do I need to do first? How do I do this? But if you're
Yep.
setting mini goals that lead up to that big goal, it can definitely be more obtainable. It's almost like tricking your mind
Yes.
into getting going, because a lot of times we don't start because we look at where we want to be
Wow.
and we're thinking that's too far away, I'm not
Wow.
going to be able to get there. So I like that, setting many goals to achieve the main goal, the big
Yep.
goal. Good
The
deal.
big goal. Yep. So then we have the breaking down tasks. Okay. So having a detailed calendar, okay, of what you want to accomplish each day will definitely give you the basis to achieve the goals. Okay, I have found that that's the best way to study and breaking the information down. It is easier to retain smaller amount of information at a time than it is to having a big chunk of information at a time. I'll say that again. It is much easier to retain a smaller information at a time than achieving a bigger amount of that particular task, okay, or that particular information. Okay, you do not feel as though you are a crumble. You're not a person that's going to crumble information at one time. You're not the person that's going to sit there and say, I can do this, I can do that. Like I told you earlier, you can't remember everything. Okay, you're not going to be the person to remember everything. So you can't crumb all this in your mind. Okay, but I will divide my time up into each session and section. Okay, so if I'm having math, if I'm having science, if I'm having social studies, I will literally have a detailed calendar, and I have a calendar for every single subject, which I do that because I'm color coded minded. That's how I do, and so I don't like everything be bunched all together. So I have to make sure I have a detailed calendar for each subject. Okay, but then I also want to talk about today is when you're breaking down that particular task, is that smaller, when you're breaking down a particular task, you must, and that's what I've used, is that creating a timetable which breaks your study sessions up into 1 hour study blocks. Okay, that's what I use. When I'm breaking down a task, I use a 1 hour study block. Okay, within at least like 15 minutes break in between. Okay, so a 1 hour study block is I may be studying that science material for that 1 hour. Okay, but I have a 15-minute break because you got to take a moment to get away from the computer. Okay, 15-minute break, and then I may study something else. But I allow myself at least an hour to have that study block so that I can make sure that I'm retaining information. Okay, and definitely, if you are a student like me, I cannot wait a couple of days to study material. If I get the material right then and there, when I get home, I have to review that, what I'm learning, because I want to make sure that I'm retaining the information that's been given to me. And so I may start my first that hour studying as soon as I get home. Okay. So this is a style of studying that may seem less boring to so many people, but it allows you to keep the information retaining in your mind. Okay, so by studying the small blocks, your your brain is also better to be able to receive the information. Okay, so when you're studying, it's better for it's better to receive information, and when you have to try to crumble all the information at one time. If you, like me, was in school, I used to wait to the quiz, Ms. SueHam, and especially for the test, I try to study the day before, which I know the quiz is maybe due Friday. I'll wait Thursday, try to cram all the information in at one time. But that wasn't healthy for me. But I had to make sure that if I learned the information, if I got the information, I had to make sure that I do it as soon as I get home so that I can retain the information. Okay, so each study session should have a specific goal and a task. Okay, I said again, each study session should have a specific goal and a task. We'll give you an example, Dave. Okay, well, if I'm studying a science quiz, and maybe we're talking about I guess how do butterflies begin to, I guess you say, fly. Okay, but what happened is that I know that's a crazy analogy, but it is. What happens that what I do is I put my objective. My objective is I want to know how do butterflies fly. Okay, and that would be my objective. That would be my specific goal. Okay, but my task would be is that maybe the quiz may say you must be able to write down the 5 parts of that butterfly. Okay, so my task will be I need to be able to know. Okay, not I need to be able to, not what I remember. I need to be able to know what each body part is on that butterfly. So that is how I can be able to make sure that I'm breaking down the task. Okay. Now this is the favorite part that I love, SueHam, is taking notes. Okay, taking notes. Okay, writing down. You know, if you're like me, I have a system for that because I don't do notes very well. Okay, but taking notes, writing down important points. Okay. Okay, I had to learn it the hard way, SueHam, because I thought that you have to write everything the speaker says, but it says writing down important points. Okay, it's just like a traditional classroom setting. Okay, taking notes may make it easier to remember the important piece of the information that you are given. Okay, but when I first started studying online, okay, as I was studying online, I found it difficult to listen to videos 3 hours straight and remember everything. Okay, like some of you all, we are on virtual world, and some of our class we are in that chair for 3 or 4, 6 hours. Okay, but I took a break. Okay, but also you could record the teaching videos if they are only live streaming them online, but dividing the videos into seven parts depending on the topic and the subtitle. So what you're saying, David, is that if the teacher's recording a video, what I would do is I ask for the recording of the video. I'm bold like that. I ask for the recording of the video, and what I would do is I would divide each of the topics or the subtitles that the teacher is talking about so that I can retain the information. Okay, so for an example, I'll use again for the butterfly. Okay, so for an example, the one topic may be that the head, the second topic may be the body, or the third topic may be the legs. Okay, but I would divide the video in those chunks. Okay, so that I can retain the information. Okay, so all of my books throughout college were ebooks. Okay, I use digital text for reading. Okay, I set up my computer by using headphones. Okay, to listen to the books as I follow along, highlighting the important points. Okay, when I finish, I go over it by writing all the important points. Okay, and outlining the formatted using a pen and paper. Okay, this helped me to retain the information. Doing this has been vital for my studying time. It has been great for my studying time. Okay. And the second to the last point I have for you on tonight is staying motivated. Okay.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
only
Okay,
way,
David, I got to interject right now.
go ahead.
Look, I'm listening and just really taking all this in because I'm listening and how to apply it to my business. but now you're hitting that topic because you've given us the tips and the strategies. Now my thing is, okay, I know how to organize myself now. I know how to study and break it down into small compartments in order to reach the big goal. But
Yeah.
now that thing is, baby, how do I get myself motivated and disciplined to continue to do this thing on a daily basis? Okay.
Yeah. 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 So the only way you can do it to keep yourself motivated. Listen, I done gave you the long version. Okay. I given you what you shall do. Okay. I done given you how you supposed to study. I done given you necessarily tips and trades that I've used to be successful. Okay. But I'm going to talk to you about how you can stay motivated. Okay. And the worst critic is yourself. Okay. The worst person that beats your own self up is you. Okay. But I want to encourage you to how to stay motivated. Okay. And the only way that you can stay motivated if you encourage yourself. Can I tell y'all something? I know people say that you need to have a big support team. I know people say that you need to have all these people supporting you, but I want to talk about you. Yes, you are watching me. Yeah, you that are writing on that paper. Yeah, you that have been looking and your mama told you to watch this video. But I want to tell you that you have to be motivated, because the only reason why you're not successful is because of you. The only reason, okay, yes, I'm gonna go there. The only reason why that you have not started that business is because it was only you. The only reason why you did not make all A's in class is because it was you. The only reason why you didn't study that material is because of you. You are the only reason why you are not successful. And guess what? You're the only reason why you're not going to complete school. Okay? You're the only reason why. So I want to encourage you on today. The only way that you can stay motivated if you stay motivated. I know that's a cliche. I know it may not make sense to you, but I want to let you know the only way that you can stay motivated if you stay motivated. You say, David, how can you stay motivated? Let me tell you what I do. Okay, I get up in the morning. Let me tell you something. I think I'm the finest thing in the world. Okay, I think in my mind, I don't care what nobody else thinks. I think that I'm the most amazing speaker in the world. In my mind, I already done said that I am a billionaire. I'm the head, not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I declare that over my life. I know that about myself. No one can tell me that, because I believe in my own mind. I can't get nobody say about David E. Lucas, because guess what? I'm a bad person all by myself, because I encourage my own self. Listen, I encourage my own self. Okay. And so even if you have to be able to say, you know what, every morning I'm going to tell myself that I'm big, I'm bad, I can do it, I can complete school, I can go to college. They said I wasn't going to go. I am going to go to college. They said that I wasn't going to be successful, but I am successful. You know, you have to be able to, that as speakers, we love to call it affirmations. You got to have affirmations to be able to say, you know what, no matter what's going on, no matter what's going on in the midst of this pandemic, I can still be successful. I can still be great. In the midst of the pandemic, I can still be a winner. In the midst of what's going around me, I can still be great, because it doesn't matter where I come from. I use a quote, and I said this a long time ago. I said, just because I live in the project does not mean I have to be the projects. Y'all missing it. I know y'all messed it on there. I said, just because I live in the project does not mean I have to be the project. What are you saying, David? It's because it doesn't matter what surrounded me. It doesn't matter what people said about me, but I don't have to be the place where I'm at. Y'all missing it on tonight. I'm telling y'all is missing it. You do not have to be where you are. You do not have to allow surroundings around you to stop you from where I'm going. Listen, I'm getting too excited, SueHam, so I don't want to scare your people away, but I'm motivated tonight because I do believe that we can finish school in the midst of the pandemic. I do believe that in the midst of having an IEP, that you can go to college. I know they told you that you couldn't, but I'm helping you tell you that you can. I know in the midst of saying that you won't be successful, but I'm telling you that you can be successful, because this young man that's 23 years old is successful. Okay, this young man is married to his beautiful wife. This young man has traveled and done great things that many people said that he wasn't going to do, because I did not allow what people say did not allow what people said about me to stop me from where I'm trying to go. Okay. And the last one I have for you on tonight, and I'm going to turn it back over to SueHam, baby. Listen, I got to tell you, the last thing is, listen, you must ask questions. Okay. Listen, you know why? Why you might say you must ask questions? Because even though you're motivated, you must ask questions. Because let me tell you about me. I was in school, I was in the class, I was the one that got on everybody's nerves. Because they always would say that boy always raising his hand. They will always say that boy act like something wrong with him. He always asking questions about this material. Because, but let me tell you something. But let me tell you the reason why it's very important. Hear me. Hear me when I say this. It's very important to ask questions. Because if you don't know, okay, if you don't know, ask. Okay. And I'm digressing because I want you to hear this. Okay. If you don't know the material, you know, ask someone. Okay. Ask your teacher. Okay. If your mama don't know, you have people like me that has been through the school system, that have study programs. We are here to assist you. Have SueHam, baby. She is here to assist you. You have all of these village of people. I still believe, SueHam, to take a village to raise a child. I still believe that. Okay. You have all of us here to be able to assist you so you be successful. So ask the question if you don't know, if you really don't know. And sometimes, can I be honest with you all? Sometimes our parents don't even know at all. But guess what? It's where you have people like us that have sit on the boards, that has definitely sat in the trenches so that you all can be successful. So as I said this, and I'm going to be quiet, I want you to remember this, that you must finish school in the midst of this pandemic. Because guess what? You must set a major goal. You must make a study plan. You must break down a task. You must take notes. And you must stay motivated. And remember to ask a question. Thank you, SueHam. I really appreciate it.
Ooh, drop, if I had a mic, I'd drop it right now. Okay. Listen, David, that was fire. I'm reading the comments. People are inspired. They're on fire by what you said tonight, my brother, young brother. I met you wow, I want to say what, maybe 4 years ago.
Yes,
And I was really just blown away by you, labeled with a learning
yes,
disability, yet able to complete college in 3 years, you said,
yes,
with the 3.0.
yes,
uh Come on, somebody. And now here you are talking to people and not just inspiring them, but actually giving them tips to be
yeah.
able to thrive and finish school in the pandemic. Brother, I'm proud of you. I am so proud of you, and I thank you so much for reaching out and saying, Sue, I got something great I want to share, because I don't give this platform to everybody.
No, we
So
don't.
so that tells you that I honor and respect you to the fullest. My good man, tell people. Matter of fact, y'all, if you made it to the end of this video, brother, tell him what your cash app is, because he just gave y'all a whole lesson for free. Go ahead. He didn't ask me to do this. I'm doing it.
Wow.
Tell him what your cash app is, bro, and somebody
So,
type it below.
yeah, so my Cash App is at David. So it's DLUCAS. Okay. That's DLUCAS. So it's $ DLUCAS. So if you want to be a blessing, that'll be a blessing. And I would definitely comment that uh, Cash App after they finish this video as well.
Awesome sauce. Brother, tell them real quick how they can get in contact with you if somebody wants you to come to their church, to their school, to their organization, to their meeting, to actually speak on other topics, because you do a lot of other things. You're also a
Yes.
trainer, but I think that this topic is really it's really needed. And I'm hoping that somebody from the school systems are watching, because he could definitely present this to your students on how to stay motivated, on how to develop a plan, and how to adhere to that plan to finish school in the pandemic. So tell people how to reach you, David.
Yeah, so you can reach at me at my website. It is www.davidlucas speaks. Okay, and then let me spell it out for you: DavidElucasspeakes.com. Okay, that's David E. Lucas Speaks. You can click on the book now tab, fill out the form, and we'll be able to reach out to you. Now, if you have any questions, you can also email us at info@davidelucasspeaks.com.
And you'll put all that below the video, right?
I will definitely will.
Awesome sauce. Listen, guys, this segment has been brought to you tonight, sponsored in part by the Office Bar and Lounge, located at 2727 Hemingway Highway in Hemingway, South Carolina. They're open from Wednesday through Saturday. Check them out. Their website is officebarlounge.com. SueHam.com. Great food, great atmosphere. And I want to thank them for sponsoring this in part. Listen, we got some other classes coming up. Matter of fact, next Thursday, we have Mike Big League
Yes.
McKenzie. Mike Big League McKenzie has closed home loans, commercial loans in a matter of 14 days. So you want to find out what it's going to take for you to get a home loan or to do investment properties like myself, then you need to be right back here on Facebook at 7 p.m. We're going to have Mike Big League McKenzie on here telling you how to get your credit right, why business credit is important, how to qualify for that housing loan, why investment property is important to your legacy and it's important to generational wealth. Generational wealth is wealth that you pass on to your family members, why we need to establish that now, and how you can actually do that. And so y'all know I'm excited. I'll be chiming in with him. So meet us back here on Facebook Live next Thursday at 7 p.m. We'll be discussing that. Check out all of our upcoming classes at SueHam.com. That's SueHam.com. Go to the events page and you'll see all the classes that we have coming up. So David, I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
Let's take 30 seconds, motivate everybody, and then we're gonna go home for the night.
Yeah, okay. So I definitely appreciate y'all. Just remember this, and I live by this quote, and this is actually my saying that keep your passion alive. Okay. So I want to encourage you all to keep your passion alive, never give up on your dreams. You can accomplish all that you can, but all you have to do is pursue it. I love you all. May God continue to bless you all. And remember that God loves you even more.
I remember to live, love, learn, and laugh. Don't quit, guys. Follow your dreams to success. I'm Salandia Hammond, also known as SueHam Baby with SueHam.com.